In this video, we're unboxing the air controller kit. This is the air controller kit. The air controller. The air pressure gauge. The included wiring harness connectors and fuse. The cable ties, mounting screws, and T-connectors. The included air compressor wiring harness. Extra airline. The red 16 AWG wire. The gauge backlight wiring harness. The product introduction, the installation guide, the sticker. The following are the tools required for replacing the rear control arm. Medium electric impact wrench. Fishmouth pliers. Diagonal cutters. Test light. 10mm wrench. 11mm open-end wrench. 12mm wrench. Medium 10mm deep socket. Small 7mm deep socket. Medium Phillips bit. Open the hood. Lift the vehicle. After lifting the vehicle, on the frame rail side, near the rear airbag airline location, look for the mounting position for the air compressor. The mounting holes we're looking for are right here. After finding the location, drill 4 holes using a 6mm drill bit. Use 6mm self-tapping screws. Install the air compressor. Install the screws. Install the remaining screws. Use the medium 10mm deep socket with the electric ratcheting wrench. Tighten down the air compressor mounting bolts. Use the same tools. Continue tightening down the air compressor mounting bolts. Use a T-fitting. Connect the 2 air lines from the airbags. Remove the nuts from the T-fitting. Install them onto the airlines. Install the T-fitting. Make sure the airlines are fully seated. Install the nuts. Use an 11mm open-end wrench with a 10mm open-end wrench. Tighten down the T-fitting nuts. Use the same process to install the other side. Take out the included wiring harness and airline. After taking out the harness, locate the A10 fitting port and the A4 connector. On top of the A10 fitting port, install a brass fitting. The retaining clip on the brass fitting needs to snap into the airline. The airline needs to stick out past the clip about 3mm. Around this position, remove the protective cap from the air compressor fitting. Install the A10 airline onto the air compressor. Use a 12mm open-end wrench to tighten the airline. Connect the air compressor power harness to the A4 connector. Connect the air compressor ground negative wire to the chassis. Use a 4mm self-tapping screw with a Phillips bit and electric ratcheting wrench to secure it. Use an extra piece of airline connected to the T fitting on top of the line. Remove the nut from the top of the T fitting. Install the nut onto the airline. Install the airline. Tighten the nut. Use an 11mm open-end wrench to tighten the airline. Compare the routing of the airlines. Choose the appropriate length. Connect it to the T-fitting on the airbags. Use the included tubing cutter to cut off any excess airline. Use the same process and tools. Connect the airline to the T-fitting. Use the R-clip cable clamps from the kit. Secure the wiring harness and airline together. Use a self-tapping screw with a Phillips bit and electric ratcheting wrench to secure it. Use a zip tie to secure the harness and airline. Continue using the same R-clip tools. Secure them along the routing. Continue securing. Where we can't use an R-clip, use a zip tie to secure it. Route the airline along the frame rail into the engine bay. Cut off any excess zip ties. Use diagonal cutters to cut off the excess zip ties. Lower the vehicle. Route the harness out from the side of the engine bay. Use zip ties to secure it. Continue securing it along the edge of the engine bay. When routing the harness to the fuse box, first connect the A3 power feed. Open the fuse box. After opening the fuse box, we need to find the power source inside the fuse box that's switched with the key ignition on power. Fuse 78 is the ignition coil fuse. It only gets power when the key's on. You can use a test light to check it. First, clip the test light clip to chassis ground negative. Use the test light to check the fuse, with the key off right now. There is no power. We can check other fuses. The other fuses have power. Now let's turn the key on. The key is now turned on. Let's check that fuse again. Now it has power. We'll tap power from this fuse. To power our air compressor, there are two ways to tap power. One is using our fuse tap. We can pull the fuse, then install the fuse tap directly. The other way is using the fused power supply on the harness. This method is better for connecting directly to the power source itself. Then install the fuse on top. Here we're tapping power from the fuse, so we'll just use the replacement fuse tap. Remove the fuse. Install it into the bottom of the fuse tap. Install the fuse tap. Connect the fuse tap connector to the A3 connector. Close the fuse box. Continue securing the harness along the edge of the engine bay. Continue securing zip ties. Install zip ties. Insert the airline and harness through the hole in the firewall near the fender side. Go inside the cabin. Look for the gauge backlight power source. First, remove the fog light switch. Remove the headlight switch above it. This wire is our backlight power source. We can use a test light to verify. After connecting the test light to ground negative, test the power wire. With the headlight switch off, it has no power. Turn the headlights on. Once the lights come on, once the dashboard button lights come on, this wire becomes powered. We'll use this wire as the power source for the pressure gauge backlight. Remove the pressure gauge backlight harness. Use a fuse tap to tap power. First, install the fuse tap. Connect the red pressure gauge backlight power wire to the fuse tap. After it's installed, use the fish mouth pliers. Crimp down the metal tab in the middle of the fuse tap. We need to crimp it all the way down. After it's fully crimped, snap the fuse cover back on. That's all set. Route the power wire from inside the dashboard. Feed it out from underneath. Reinstall the headlight switch and fog light switch. Find a ground point negative near the dashboard area. Use a 7mm deep socket with an adapter and an electric ratcheting wrench. Remove the dashboard mounting bolt. Install the ground point negative here. Install the bolt. Continue using the same tools to tighten the bolt. Connect the power harness connector to the pressure gauge backlight harness connector. Connect a 5 and a 6 to the backlight harness connector. Connect the A1 and A2 connectors to the switch on top of the pressure gauge. A 1 connector goes to the top. A 2 connector goes to the bottom. Connect the airline to the fitting on top of the gauge. If it's difficult to connect, we can use a heat gun to warm up the airline. It makes installation easier. Use a small self-tapping screw with a Phillips bit. Secure the switch under the dashboard. Secure the other screw as well. Use the electric ratcheting wrench with a Phillips bit. Tighten down the pressure gauge mounting screws. After organizing the excess harness, secure it under the dashboard. Use zip ties to hold it. Use diagonal cutters to trim the excess zip ties. Trim all the excess zip ties along the harness. Close the hood. Next, let us move to how to use the air compressor gauge. Before using it, start the vehicle. Make sure the air compressor has good power supply. Press the switch to turn on the air compressor and inflate the airbags. Release the switch to stop inflating. Press the lower deflate button to deflate the airbags. When the vehicle lights are turned on, the backlight on the gauge will also come on. When the gauge backlight is on, the dashboard backlight will also be on. Turn on the air compressor. Inflate the airbags. The pressure does not exceed 100 psi. Press the deflate button. Release the air from the airbags.